Hi there. Can I help you? Is it like your first time in the library? No. Are you sure? That's alright. Have you been signed up? I mean, are you a registered member in our library? No. Thought so. Well, of course, I'll totally help you with that. So we need some of your personal data, if you don't mind. So your first name would be? Good. Your last name? Right. Okay. Awesome. Do you spell it like if it's C or K? Good. Got it. Write your email address. Yeah. And your phone number. No, I'm just asking it to, like call you later and ask you out. Of course, like we need it. I mean, I might ask you out, but one day, maybe. Just kidding. Good. Thank you so much. And I guess like your home address would be. Don't worry, I'm not a stalker, so no personal interest in that. That's just all the info we need to you. Right. Now you can become. You're not even my type. Perfect. Oh, well, that seems to be great. So, what kind of literature do you prefer? What kind of book are you looking for? Well, it really depends. So we have a vast range of books, different genres, different authors, different languages. Would you prefer to read something in English or maybe some other language, maybe French, Spanish? We also have some literature in Chinese, Japanese, in Swedish, right there, I suppose, and like actually in like almost I guess in all possible languages. Like we can find you something if you'd prefer, but just English. That's what I thought. Yeah. No, that's all right. No, you don't look silly to me. No, that's fine. Well, so since this is your first time in the library, I can totally assist you with everything. Like, what shall we start with? Like, tell me, what kind of books do you like? What genre do you prefer? You don't know. Okay. Well, let's see what we've got. So here, right on my desk, I have a few books. I've been just, reviewing everything we've got and stuff like that. So, working with our catalogs. So let's see. The very first one that I'm holding is The Devil Wears Prada. It's a really famous bestseller and even a more famous movie, I guess. So I'm not sure if that's the type of books that you would like to read, but maybe you have seen the movie? Okay, well, I guess that even if you haven't seen the movie, you definitely heard the title. So no, it's not like the horror book about the devil, no, himself. No, not really. But I mean, to some extent, you can probably call it like a horror of some kind, especially when you are far from fashion and everything related. So, which like I can tell. So just no, like that's not what I meant. Well, I wouldn't call it an extremely profound read, but still, if you're looking for some kind of entertainment, that's exactly for you. Yeah. Well, it's about a young journalist and how she has to work for 1 year for a really abusive boss, right? And so it's basically about her life choices and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, not bad. Somewhere in between, if you ask me to rate it, yeah, like I would definitely give it like either like maybe 5 or 6 out of 10, but that's just my opinion. All right, well then, what else we've got here? Some classics. So Scott Fitzgerald, I suppose that you have probably already read some of his books, at least if you were studying at school. Yeah, but I'm not here to judge you, so that's totally fine. If you're not familiar with this author yet, it's a great book to start with. Definitely, I personally like it better than The Great Gatsby, but anyway, it also has some more stories. Besides The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. By the way, you might have seen the movie starring Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's really good. I was crying like a baby, but it really depends on if you like it or not. But I guess it's worth trying. Well, anyway, the next thing I have, okay, well, if you are into fantasy, I guess that The Hobbit would actually work for you. So once again, most people have probably read it, but if you haven't yet, you should. Well, actually, I think that this one is really good to start with. And of course, we have the Lord of the Rings trilogy as well. But for now, I guess that I have only the first part and the third part. So yeah, so we only have the Fellowship of the Ring and the Return of the King here. And I guess that with the second part, somebody must have stolen it. So yeah, but anyway, you can start with the first one. And honestly, I'm not sure how fast you read, but I guess that will do you for a while. Yeah. Well, anyway, what else we've got? Let me see. Yeah. Are you sure? Okay. So we have O. Henry, The Roads That Take. It's a really thin one, so maybe it's quite a good one to start with. Like you see, it's not that big. It has just like what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, like 13 stories. So as you can see, all of them are relatively short, and it's actually perfect for TikTok generation, right? Okay, well, then the next one, the one that I am currently reading, Shantaram by Gregory David Roberts. Okay, so people say that it's a literary masterpiece, and once again, there is an adaptation with this handsome actor, playing in it. So, right. I guess that it's must be really, really interesting and fascinating and gripping to read. But you know, it's quite big. It has more than 900 pages. Let me see for sure. Okay, 933 pages. So, you know, like, it might take you like a year to finish it. Well, actually, I'm not sure. If I were you, I would start with something shorter, something different. But once again, like, okay, I can read you review of the book, okay, if you'd like. Okay, so they say that it's a novel of high adventure, great storytelling, and moral purpose, based on an extraordinary true story of 8 years in the Bombay underworld. Okay, so in the early 80s, Gregory David Roberts, an armed robber and heroin addict, escaped from an Australian prison in India where he lived in a Bombay slum. There he established a free health clinic and also joined the mafia, working as a money launderer, forger, and street soldier. He found time to learn Hindi and Marathi, fall in love, and spend time being worked over in an Indian jail. Then, in case anyone thought he was slacking, he acted in Bollywood and fought with Mujahideen in Afghanistan. Amazingly, Roberts wrote Shantaram 3 times after Prison Gods trashed the first 2 versions. It's a profound tribute to his willpower, at once a high-kicking adventure, a love saga, and a savage yet tenderly lyrical fugitive vision. So, you know, whenever you actually get used to reading books, so this one, I would highly, highly recommend it to you. Yeah, I mean, we all have to start with something, right? So, no judging here. That's totally, totally fine. Okay, well, then, what else we've got? If you are into thriller, horror genre, maybe a little bit of detective stories, we have this trilogy. Actually, there is a 4th book as well, but we don't have it. I think that somebody has taken it. Well, anyway, so by Thomas Harris. I suppose that you might actually be acquainted with this main book, most famous one, The Silence of the Lambs, right? Does ring a bell. Okay, so it's actually like, again, there are movies based on it. There's a movie with Anthony Hopkins, and also, and like a lot of other brilliant actors, of course. And also, there is a show of 3 seasons, which is also amazing. It's like just so delicious in terms of the way it is all recorded and filmed, and the angles, the colors, and the photography. Everything is just top notch. So highly recommend if you are into such kind of such genre. So yeah, but so this one, I would say that this book is and all of them actually. So we have the first part is Red Dragon, then The Silence of the Lamb, then the one called just Hannibal. It's easy to guess who's one of the main characters of the book, right? And then we have another one, the 4th one, about the main character and his childhood, kind of like teenage years and stuff, so his youth. What I was saying is that if you are not easily scared, which I doubt, you can totally like it. They say that this is a legendary psychological thriller, right? So I can also read the review to you, so you will see if you actually want to read it or not. An FBI trainee, psychopath locked up for unspeakable crimes, and a serial killer getting ever closer to his latest victim. FBI rookie Clarice Starling turns to Dr. Hannibal Lecter, monster cannibal held in a hospital for the criminally insane, for insight into the deadly madman she must find. As Dr. Lecter invites her into the darkest chambers of his mind, he forces her to confront her own childhood demons as the price for understanding an unspeakable tuition he exacts to teach her how the monster thinks. And time is running out. Well, anyway, thrillers don't come any better than this. Razor sharp entertainment, beautifully constructed and brilliantly written. It takes us to places in the mind where few writers have the talent or sheer nerve to venture. It's actually by the review from Clive Barker, the author of Hellraiser. Well, anyway, also, interestingly enough, the third part was also highly praised by another brilliant author, Stephen King. So, by the way, if you like him, we also have his book as well. This one that I'm holding is The Shining, but of course we have like all other books by him. But if you actually haven't read anything from him yet, so I would strongly recommend to start with this one. Again, if you have the guts to do it. It's quite scary, I must say. More like psychologically scary. Kind of like it gets to you, you know, if you know what I mean. But it's definitely worth it. So, anyway, of course, Stephen King has a lot of like other books, not so scary, like The Green Mile and like Shawshank Redemption and stuff. There were also a few adaptations in the movies. I really enjoyed the one by Stanley Kubrick, but interestingly, Stephen King didn't really like this adaptation that much, so he was not really happy with it, but that's his right, I guess, as an author. Well, anyway, so what else we've got? We also have plenty other stuff. What want me to read you some part of it? Just some random sentence, paragraph. Are you sure? Okay, let's do it. I think it's just like some kind of a silly game, but if you want it so badly, like let's go for it. So tell the page. Let's just look. Which one should we take? Like this one, maybe this. Whatever, you can choose whatever you want. Okay. So, you want me to read just a random sentence? Okay. Let's do it. So which page? Here, like I said, there's more than 900 pages, so you can tell me like any number of those from 1 to 933. Yeah. Okay. 410 it is. See? Right here, 410. Okay. So which paragraph? Okay. Let's do it. So the second paragraph. On one of the lawns, squirming trips back from the toilet. 3 days after my arrest, a man in the crowd of prisoners tried to wrestle my plate away from me. Nice. I shouted a warning in Hindi and Marathi, making the threat as anatomically impolite as my vocabulary would allow. It didn't stop him. The man was taller than I was and bigger by some 30 kilos. His hands grasped the plate near my own, and we both pulled, but neither of us had the gross strength to wrest it away. All the men fell silent. Their breathing was a tidal swirl of sound and warm air around us. It was a face-off. Make or break. I made my way in that world, right there and then, or I broke down and let myself be forced into the fetid swamp of the end of the corridor. Well, actually, you can see that the author is pretty talented when it comes to all these metaphors and descriptions and stuff. So this book is definitely worth reading. But again, 900 pages and something, so it's quite big, right? It might take you long, but well, who knows? Maybe you're gonna impress me with your speed, you know. So, which one? Of course, I can get you any other book you'd like. So if you have some other ideas of what you'd like to read, just do let me know, and I will check if it's here available or if it's taken by somebody else. Of course, a lot of books we have in a few samples, obviously, but there are some of them which we can have like only one copy. So yeah, sure, like you can totally tell me what you'd prefer out of all these. So once again, adventures, with a mixture of some of everything, like love, saga, crime, drugs, traveling, prisons, arrests, whatever, everything. Then some good thrillers, horror, with elements of horror, psychological thriller and stuff. Yeah. Of course, I'd recommend to start with the first part if you haven't read any of them yet. Then, like I said, Stephen King. I guess he doesn't really need any kind of introduction. You've definitely heard of him. Sure you did. Well, O. Henry. Like middle school read, but still, you might enjoy it immensely. Then, Fitzgerald. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and some other stories, which you don't need to read all of them though, but quite advisable. So you might enjoy it, really. Then Devil Wears Prada. Again, like I said, more like girly entertainment stuff, but once again, no judgment here. If that's something you enjoy, indulge yourself. So why not? Then Tolkien. Like I said, we have the first part, we have the third part, the second one is gone, but I'll do my best to find it, so in case you need it. No, you can take all three of them at the same time. Let's start with one, okay? At least. And then, like I said, The Hobbit. So once again, I guess that you could start with this one too. So it's really amazing. It's very like heartwarming, but it has a lot of reflections and really, really nice quotes that you might like, and some things that cannot only relate to the world of fantasy, but are very applicable in our everyday life too. So highly recommend. But whatever you choose is fine by me. I don't really care. So it's really up to you. Maybe you decided that reading is not for you at all and like you want to leave now, so it's totally fine. No need to pay any kind of a fee. Maybe you have decided that reading is actually not for you, so it's totally fine. You can leave now as long as you pay the registration fee. Yeah, you can be free. Okay. So, this one. Are you sure? Nice choice, an excellent choice. You won't regret it, I'm sure. Okay. Well, so then. Give me a moment. I will just add it in the system. Okay. Good. Okay. Right. Right. So, what are you doing tonight? I guess reading? Sure, like I said, I was planning to ask you out all way along. Just kidding. Or maybe not. Well, you know, I passed that. I have your number anyway, so I might call you. Right. I bet you're looking forward to. Okay, right. Well, so here's your book. Please do remember that you have to be super careful with it. In case you bring it and there is something wrong with it, I'll notice. You can be sure about that. So yeah, just do your best to preserve it in the same state as it is now. And you actually have 2 weeks to read it. And if you don't manage to do that, which I guess is quite possible, you will be charged extra fee for that. Right. So you are. Okay. Awesome. Right. Yeah, definitely. Right. Have a good one. Yeah, sure. See you.